Day one of qualifiers is over, and it was a great night. I watched every single game, and it was really fun to see these teams battle it out. And wishing there was fans. It would be a lot more better to see hockey with fans, but the crowd noises, it works well, and I think it makes this playoffs worth watching. So today I'm doing daily recaps of each game, just so you know how it all went down. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And let's get into the first game. First game is Rangers vs Carolina. This was a crazy first period, and there was multiple crazy hits, a fight, multiple penalties, and a lot of action. Just wish there was fans. That would have been amazing to see. Anyways, a quick first period description is the Rangers struggled as they were outplayed by Carolina most of the period, not getting a lot of shots on Mrazek, and Lundqvist had to come up big for a lot of saves to get the game close. 1-0 Carolina after one, with the first goal early from Slavin. Second period continued with some more physical play and chances. Carolina takes some penalties early in the period, but the Rangers continue to struggle as they can't capitalize. And about 6 minutes into the period, the Hurricanes get their first power play of the period as they rub it in the Rangers' faces. As Aho scores a perfect tip to make it 2-0, and they're looking very solid. Rangers need to enter fast. With 5 minutes to go, the Rangers get the goal they need as the Vanderjagt is in front of the net and gets a nice tip to make it 2-1. Period ends 2-1 with a combined 38 penalty minutes, which is nuts. That is way too many penalty minutes. Third is on its way, with the Rangers finally looking alive with lots of pressure on the Canes in the first half of the period, but just couldn't find one. Hurricanes also pressed it back, but Lundqvist made some huge saves to keep it 2-1. With just over 9 minutes to go on the end of the power play, Murray Necas puts one on net as a tip off a Ranger in front as the Hurricanes take a huge 2-goal lead. Not long after, the Carolina Hurricanes get a 2-1, and Lundqvist makes a huge save with under 3 minutes to go. Rangers take a foul penalty as the game looks over, but the Rangers put so much pressure on the Canes that they actually get a surprising short-handed goal by Mark Stahl to make it a 1-goal game. Lundqvist looked good as Shesterkin was unfit to play. Kakko also played amazing, but the Rangers come back fall short as they lose 3-2. What a game. Panarin didn't play as well. Let's see if he bounces back next game. Edmonton and Chicago is next, and this will be a great series. Game 1 is underway as Edmonton has an early power play 3 minutes in. As Edmonton gets one early from you-know-who. McDavid assisted by his partner, Draisaitl, as Edmonton leads 1-0. A couple minutes later, the rampage of Chicago starts, where they score 4 goals in about 8 minutes. First, Edmonton gets an unlucky break as Mike Smith can't play the puck by the net as Dylan Strome capitalizes as he bounces the puck off Smith to tie it up. Chicago gets the power play almost halfway through the first as Taves takes a great pass from Kubalik as Chicago takes a 2-1 lead. Still not halfway through the first period as Chicago keeps pressuring as you get another goal off a deflection by Saad as Chicago takes a very surprising 3-1 lead early, and it keeps getting crazy as Chicago gets another goal from Taves as it just got embarrassing in this first period as the first ends. About 4 minutes into the second, Edmonton gets another power play and another power play goal to cut the lead to 4-2 with a goal from Draisaitl and assist by McDavid. What do you expect? With 13 minutes to go in the third, Kubalik, the rookie, the Calder nominee, rips a great shot from close to the point as Chicago takes a 5-2 lead as caution comes in for Smith. Near the end of the period, Edmonton takes a penalty and Chicago scores again by guess who? Calder nominee Dominic Kubalik with a 5-point night, monstrous night, as Chicago keeps on blowing out Edmonton, leading to the second period 6-2. Third underway with not as much goals as this game has had. We head to the end of the third with under 4 minutes to go. There's a massive shove from the net for the Oilers as they score a goal that was all over the place, just trying to make it at least a close game as James Neal put in a loose puck to make it 6-3. Just a minute or so later though, Edmonton gets another one from a shot by Klefbom at the point and a tip by Nugent Hopkins to give the Oilers some hope at 6-4. But comebacks, it wasn't going to happen. The game ends with Chicago putting up a surprising effort with a 6-4 win, and what a game for Kubalik with 5 points. I do think Edmonton, if they started Koskinen, this could have been a lot closer, but honestly, we can't blame everything on Smith as Edmonton just didn't look good today, so they need back half of game 2. We had the Islanders in Florida. This will be another good series, but I don't think there'll be a lot of watchers because it's Florida, and the Islanders aren't a bad team with fans, but I just don't think it'll be a big series to watch. Anyways, the game starts off with the Islanders outplaying Florida and looking strong, with the shots being 9-1 at some point in the first period. 7 minutes ago, Peugeot takes a nice feed From Basur, you get the Islanders on the board after all that outplaying. Florida puts more pressure late, but they couldn't find one, as the Islanders take a 1-0 lead into the second period. Near the start of the second period, Matheson and the Florida Panthers lays a huge hit to the head on Boychuk, sent him to the locker room. Matheson dodges a major as he only gets a 2-minute penalty. On the power play, the Islanders make up for it as Bouvelier takes a nice feed from the Islanders, put it up 2-0. Nearing the end of the period, Florida outplayed the Islanders again for most of the period. Islanders almost got their third of the night, but Bobrovsky makes a huge cross-crease save to keep it 2-0 as the period ends. Third period starts and Florida gets a big goal in the first minute of the period by Huberdeau, as all the momentum from the second period pays off. We fast forward to about 4 minutes left in the third, with a break for the Islanders, but Bobrovsky keeps his team in it with a huge save again. Anyways, Florida couldn't get a big goal in the end as the Islanders take a 2-1 victory in Game 1. Both goalies played great, and I expect this to be a good, low-scoring series. Montreal, my favorite team in Pittsburgh, will be a good series as Montreal is a big underdog. Game starts as Montreal is getting outplayed bad, penalty shot 10-2 in the first half of the period, but Montreal gets a lucky break with this under 9 minutes to go, and it's the kid, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who gets his first career playoff goal. There was no more goals in the period, but lots of chances of Montreal get more chances late, and Price is solid as a rock. 6 minutes into the second period, it was a rookie again for the Canadians as the 20-year-old Nick Suzuki puts one in for the Habs to take a 2-0 lead despite being outplayed. A couple minutes later, the Penguins finally get one back through Price on a weak rebound shot. As Crosby makes it a 1-goal game, Habs take a bad penalty as the Penguins capitalize on a loose puck in front as Russ ties it up for Pittsburgh. Period was back and forth for the rest of the time, but no more goals as it's a 2-2 tie going into the third. Almost halfway through the third with lots of chances and action and penalties both way, but no one can capitalize, but lots of close chances. Heading to the final minutes with no goals in the period, Penguins get a penalty shot in the playoffs after a hook on Montreal. Sheary heads to take it, but he puts it wide and his Austin battles going to overtime. And in overtime, it was nuts as Montreal got their chance on a penalty shot with one of their best peg takers on Drouin, and he messed it up. He didn't get a shot on net as he fanned on it. But later on in the OT, the Habs proved they are the underdog as Jeff Petrie gives a shot as the Habs win 3-2 in OT to surprise the Pens. Both goalies played amazing, but Price looks like he is on 2014 vintage mode. The last game of the night was Calgary and Winnipeg, which would be a good series. Some major unfortunate news for Winnipeg as Scheifele goes down with an injury on his leg and he doesn't return, which is a huge blow for the Jets. But the Jets didn't stop the pressure as Kopp gets a great one-time feed for the Jets up 1-0 almost halfway through the first. There were more chances the rest of the period, but no more goals as Winnipeg leads 1-0. Going into the second period, good pressure from both teams, but it was Calgary who was able to tie the game up after the Jets got into some penalty trouble. So Joe ties it up later on in the period with the Jets power play. Ryder comes zooming in as he steals the puck from Morrissey, treasure a short-handed goal for the Flames. As the period is coming to the end, the Flames get another power play goal as they look amazing. They lead 3-1 after 2. In the third with the Jets without Scheifele, they just couldn't get it going as they unfortunately lose Laine to an injury. And we will see if he will just for game 2 as Mangiapane gets an empty netter as the Calgary Flames win game 1. Hellpuck was great, but the Jets couldn't score for him. The Jets got into some really bad injury trouble, and it sucks to see him get that injury to Scheifele and Laine. They're such a good team, and this might affect how they play, and this might ruin their chances. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. Let me know how you enjoyed last night's games, and let me know your predictions for today's games. And also, let me know below if you were surprised by any of these results. I recorded this video at like 8 o'clock in the morning in my time, so I really want to get out in the morning for you guys. I try my best to wake up early and record, so if I sound a little scratchy or the mic sounds a little bad, it's because I'm literally recording on my phone just to get out a video for you guys. So hopefully the next one, I'll be ready for it this time and I'll have my mic. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.